You belong to the most painful fast food deaths ever.
It was just another Saturday night in Harriman, Utah, a quiet suburb 30 minutes outside Salt Lake City. At a local Domino's, orders were taken, pizzas were baked, and both customers and employees alike conversed with each other.
Since I'm closing tonight, can I get the ox?
No.
Bro, please.
No.
Please.
No! Stop asking me. Just shut up and make pizzas.
My ox is so good, man. Just look. I got Lil Poom. 6'9", Diddy,
6'9".
Bebopa. Bebopa? Bedoa Budi. I also got Miles, man. Just please, dude. I want to be on Ox.
Shut up!
Since when they have
Your
voice
taste
acting in
sucks.
this shit?
That's why your girl left you.
Omar.
Just make the f***ing pizzas.
Omar.
However, amidst all the friendly banter, an SUV tangled in a 3-car accident would veer off its course and smash directly into the Domino's pizza. And as if the crash itself wasn't bad enough, it would also rupture a hidden gas line underneath the building. Within seconds, fire erupted. Bystanders watched in shock as flames consumed the vehicle. Inside, 2 people were trapped. That's when 2 courageous strangers risked their lives, pulling the driver and passenger out just minutes before the SUV was swallowed by the fire. As firefighters rushed in, trying to control the blaze, the building exploded. The blast tore apart the Domino's, sending debris flying into the night sky and causing significant damage to the businesses next door, a Jimmy John's and a Supercuts.
Damn, not Jimmy John's, that's where I work.
No one inside the surrounding buildings was injured.
Supercuts.
Even the firefighters
Nah, let me
standing
chill,
near the
but rest in peace
restaurant
everybody
when
who
it
died.
exploded managed to walk away unharmed. The Domino's, however, was reduced to rubble. What had been a neighborhood pizza joint became the epicenter of one of Harriman's most destructive accidents.
Damn.
The Mayo incident.
Mayo?
It was supposed to be
Don't tell me
just another
somebody
quiet
put-
evening shift at a Subway near downtown Atlanta.
Nah, 'cause it's a
The
death
kind of
video,
Sunday
not
where the
creep
streets
video.
slow down and customers trickle in for a late night sandwich. Inside, 2 young employees were working,
Subway and Jimmy
doing their
John's better
jobs,
gang.
making food, and chatting with regulars. As the customers sat down to enjoy their food, the door smashed open and a very odd-looking man walked up to the counter to order a sandwich. What happened next would quickly turn everybody's night into a complete nightmare. With what seemed like an insignificant and easily resolvable issue, tensions began to rise. The disagreement, which could have ended with a simple solution, instead festered, and the customer's anger built up until it boiled over. Words turned into threats. Threats turned into physical exclamations. And before you knew it, the psychopath pulled out a weapon. In seconds, before anyone could react, fire tore through the restaurant at both of the employees. The 26-year-old woman immediately collapsed behind the counter, fatally wounded, and her 24-year-old co-worker was also terribly struck, but they somehow clung to life. To make it worse, the victim's son was inside the store and witnessed all the horror unfold. Police later arrested the suspect, a 36-year-old man who lived just across the street. He was charged with multiple felonies and later booked that same night. Investigators said the entire incident started simply because he thought there was too much mayo on his sandwich.
You dead ass.
Wild Wings.
Oh, wow.
It was just after
How about Wild Wings
5:30
in a minute?
p.m. at a Buffalo Wild Wings in Burlington, Massachusetts. The
Massachusetts.
dinner rush was
Oh,
minutes
hold on,
away.
did I say that
and
right?
Employees were
Hold
scrambling.
on. Boston, Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Hold on, y'all got Massachusetts. Y'all not glad about this point in my life where I cannot say the word Massachusetts to save my life. Like, it was bad.
To prep the floor, the food, and the restaurant. That's when a simple routine cleaning would escalate into a complete catastrophe. You see, earlier that day, a worker had to mop the kitchen floor with a standard acid-based cleaner. Just a little bit later, another worker followed up with more mopping to prepare for the upcoming dinner rush. The only
If this story
Are
were
you
a
dead
Mad
ass? I
TV
was just trying to turn the fucking volume up, bruh.
raise the roof.
Nah.
It was just another Saturday night in Harriman. Next would like an oiled wound who lit minutes on the kitchen floor with a standard acid-based chemical cleaners. Just a little bit later, another worker followed up with more mopping to prepare for the upcoming dinner rush. The only issue was that he was using a chlorine bleach product. The 2 chemical cleaners clearly state that they should never be mixed, and the employee had just begun mopping the entire floor, entirely mixing the 2. On contact, the chemicals fused into a bubbling green explosion. They created a dangerous, foaming, toxic mixture that began pumping out lethal gas at high doses. The fumes spread instantly. Employees began coughing, their eyes burning, and their lungs felt like they caught on fire. One by one, people ran for the exit, but the floor was already slick with danger. That's when the manager of the building acted fast and grabbed a squeegee. He wasn't thinking about himself. He was only thinking about his team and his customers. He ran out to the floor
Yo,
and
gang,
began
it's
pushing
Buffalo
the
Wild
toxic
Wings, bro.
sludge toward a drain,
Let,
trying
let
to
that,
contain
let
it
that shit
before
go
more
and get the
people could
fuck
get
out,
injured.
dog. Come on.
But unfortunately, the fumes overwhelmed him. His chest tightened, his lungs burned, and within moments he completely collapsed. Co-workers and bystanders tried desperately to get him outside, but
Yeah,
the fumes were too
sorry,
strong.
dog, but I'm leaving you
By the
there.
time they got to him, it was already too late. 13 people were hospitalized that day, and tragically, the only one who didn't make it out alive was the manager.
Damn.
The McDonald's incident.
Donald's. Shout out to Mick.
It was the early hours of a Sunday morning in Lima, Peru. At a McDonald's in the Pueblo Libre district, the kitchen crew was wrapping up another long, grueling shift. A young 19-year-old woman and her 18-year-old boyfriend were finishing up that night. The two had plans to attend college, and they were both saving up heavily to continue their studies. Unfortunately enough, this night would ensure that they didn't ever see that dream. According to police, the 19-year-old was cleaning a soda machine when it delivered a fatal electric shock. Her body jolted violently, effectively frying her alive. Gabriel panicked. Desperate to save her, he quickly dropped what he was doing and rushed in to help. But the moment he touched her, the same current began surging through him too. It immediately cooked him from the inside out. By the time emergency responders arrived, both of the employees were already done for. Reports surfaced that the 19-year-old had complained about being forced to clean equipment without proper gloves or boots, while also complaining of being pushed into 12-hour shifts without adequate safety gear. Tina's Burritos.
What the fuck is this?
It was just another night in Vernon, California, a strange industrial pocket just south of downtown Los Angeles, the kind of place with only a couple hundred residents, but sprawling with massive factories that keep the city supplied. One of those factories is Tina's Burritos, a plant that's been churning out frozen burritos for over 40 years, producing nearly 1 million burritos per day. But on this night, the factory floor turned into the scene of a nightmare. At around 9 p.m., a 19-year-old custodian was tasked with tending to the plant's massive meat grinder. The contraption was full with burrito meat and was waiting to be cleaned. And so, as expected to by his job, he began climbing into the inside of the machine to clean it.
Was on, wasn't it?
In this case, the burrito meat grinding machine was not locked, nor was it secure. It's still unclear as to whether an item fell and caused the machine to turn on, or if an employee decided to try to make another batch of burrito meat. But, unfortunately, while the 19-year-old was inside of the machine cleaning out the meat, he would hear the industrial mechanism slowly power up and lock into place. The man panicked and shouted for the machine to be turned off, but his cries fell on deaf ears. The machine began grinding the man into burrito meat. His screams echoed across the factory, finally grasping the attention of workers who then rushed to stop the machine. But by the time it finally shut down, there was nothing anyone could do. Paramedics and firefighters arrived, but the scene was already unspeakable. The young man's body was in the process of becoming paste.
Jesus.
It was gone in a way too horrific to fully describe. The plant shut down immediately. OSHA investigators arrived, and like similar tragedies before, first responders were faced with the grim task of recovering what was left of his body. The process nearly took an hour for them to complete.
Jesus.
Life wasn't always like this. There was a time where we didn't have a Whataburger or McDonald's, but rather just nuts, berries, and whatever else we could find to eat that day. Nowadays, you have access to places like these for a quick meal if you're in a rush.
You know,
Fast
buddy.
food
So do
is
you, buddy.
extremely unhealthy, and you should
Don't
never
say
make
we,
it a habit
buddy.
to
You're
eat
not
it.
out here eating
But if
nuts.
you do find
all
yourself
that.
at one of the stores, have patience with the employees. It's a
Facts,
grueling
though.
industry to work in. With no further ado,
Indeed,
have a
have
happy
patience
day.
with them. You too, man. That's a good video, man. Jeez. You subscribe to this dude. I fuck with this dude. I've watched multiple videos of him now. Humorous had hard. Okay, nah, facts. You know, like give him the ox twin. Burger King foot lettuce. Wait, what? Hold on. Let me. Burger King foot lettuce. The fuck is this? Are you yo? Oh man, what the fuck, dog? You man? Are we dead ass? You stepping on the lettuce? Oh, he passed away. Rest in peace. But fuck you for doing that, man. Come on. Yeah, but it's a good video, man.